Stu, you were going to tell me about the Ghostbusters.
All I said was that I watched the most recent Ghostbusters the other day, and not as bad as I was anticipating from what I read at the time, which was probably 4 years ago.
They panned it right good, didn't they? They really said it was bad.
They did, but I enjoyed it. I love Kristen Wiig. I love Kate McKinnon. Melissa McCarthy.
I hear you have something about one of the older Ghostbusters in a particular scene that has always been on your mind.
Yeah, well, there was I was wondering throughout the whole thing whether there would be a ghost fellatio.
A recreation of a ghost cunnilingus, perhaps.
Yes. So, let's say Kirsten Wiig.
Let's.
For some reason...
Kristen?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That name, on any person, Kristen, I
Yeah. Same with Kirsty and Christy. Don't make it.
If your name is Kirsty, spell it with an E.
Yep.
There you go.
But, yes, I was where's the scene where she's kind of writhing around because a ghost, for no particular plot reason at all, just starts floating above her bed and giving her cunnilingus.
I disagree with you that original scene had no plot stuff. I think it was character development.
Do you?
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who likes getting some ghost head.
Okay, now that kind of ultimately was a step in his journey to the end, fighting a giant marshmallow.
Absolutely. I think it was integral.
If you don't know what we're talking about the scene in Ghostbusters where, for no reason other than Dan Aykroyd decided it would be funny for him to do a silly cross-eyed face and groan while he was copping head off a ghost.
Also, if you don't know what we're talking about, yes, this is still a sports podcast, but we started with Ghostbusters. We're trying that thing of recording in the car again. I hope you enjoyed the last one. Someone did.
Yeah, we got a couple of reviews.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know who you are. Identify yourself if you.
He's been doing the Bane voice for weeks now. Dan Aykroyd's getting ghost head. We all get that. We didn't get that in the new film. Let's move on to some sports stuff. First of all, last thing we were talking about was Origin. What are your thoughts on last week's game?
Look, as I said, I was happier with the side they selected. It was, I think losing Munster in the first 2 minutes was always I don't know where they were going to get tries from. Ben Hunt still...
I tell you where, Dane Gagai, mate. He'll score 3 anytime he puts on a maroon shirt. Except that time.
You've got to get the ball to him.
That's true.
I enjoyed trying to imagine what Cherry Evans was saying to Big Tino when he was shoving his finger in his face. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Afterwards, you mean? Yeah, I don't know. I can't picture getting reamed out by Cherry Evans.
But also, isn't that... I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I know. It took you a second there to get back to it. Reamed out, in the term of he's saying you've done the wrong thing.
But that's that's a word that...
Reamed.
Yeah. I don't know. Number one, how do you keep a straight face when Cherry Evans is pointing in your face?
Right, exactly.
And getting angry?
Your name's Daly. That's a weird name, Daly.
Yeah, but also, isn't that kind of exactly what Queensland needed?
A Cherry Evans reaming.
No. Tino, some sort of big confrontation to get him fired up. If not,
Tino knocks out Daly in the post. Maybe.
No, you're stuck on that. I'm back on the fight on the field.
Oh yeah, okay.
If not for that game, then for the one coming up.
You mean a 95 style Queenslander? Is that the one? Was it 95?
Yeah. But I mean,
cattle dog. Did you see the dog? That's what I wanted to bring up with you. That was my favourite part. I was texting you the whole time. I hope viewers at home saw the dog. They brought him out on the field. It's new Bluey.
I missed the first 10 minutes. So...
He was running all over the job with a handler.
Yeah. I missed Munster falling on his head. I missed all that stuff.
The dog was very important, and that's what spurred us on to victory, I think.
Yes, but I just... the Payne Haas walking off, apparently he was calling out the whole Queensland forward pack. As in, all right, go and get me. Come on, then. So that's going to be good for they're just going to have the whole forward pack trying to knock Haas's head off.
Well, at least it's only Haas they go for. Well, that'll free up a lot of others.
Yeah, and it gives the Daily Telegraph and Herald Sun, etc., the Murdoch papers, the chance to say Haas kicking.
That's pretty good. That's good. I understand.
Just a bit of fun.
Yeah. I thought it was a much better game. I thought we looked more. I hate to use one of those, like, football. We looked like venomous in attack.
Yeah.
We looked like we were kind of having ideas going. We went to the side we didn't go to the first game a lot. The side that you would think would technically be a stronger side for Queensland.
Yeah, but we still have that awkward centres who aren't centres thing where it just doesn't gel all that well there.
It is a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it seemed to work that game because Queensland still haven't worked out if they go up the middle, we're screwed.
Yeah.
If they do that. So tomorrow night, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. What are your thoughts?
Possibly tonight for the time this is released. Who knows? I'm nervous. I'm a bit nervous, to be perfectly honest.
So am I.
I don't think... I don't know. I just think at Suncorp with a bit of biff in the last one.
Yeah.
Munster presumably playing, although technically...
Doesn't he have to do 5 days of, like...
It's 7 days.
7, yeah.
Which
right.
means technically he should only be,
from 13 minutes in.
2 minutes in.
Yeah, there you go.
So he can come on at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly 7 days since he
That's a very good
got
point.
the knock.
Is it possible to be ambushed twice in the same series?
You have to be pretty thick to be ambushed twice, don't you?
Yeah. But I wouldn't put it past us.
right.
Wouldn't put it past Freddie to get ambushed twice.
Well, but I mean, what's Freddie going to do? Like, he's picked a side, he's told him what to do. Like, it's really up to...
I saw today in the papers that what's his name's not getting a start. Yeah, I've forgotten who I'm talking about. Pappenhausen.
Oh, Pappenhausen.
Yeah, not getting a start. And I was like, sure, but why is that news?
Yeah, where would he start?
Yeah, like, what do we... Great, well, why is that news?
Well...
Called him up to tell him he's not getting a start.
We could take one of the centres who aren't centres out and put Pappenhausen, who's not a centre, into centre.
Wouldn't be as... Like, that's not that crazy compared to what he's doing.
No.
So. I'm worried about some kind of animal they might bring out. Sure, we were spurred on by a dog. Maybe if they bring out a cane toad or a dugong.
Or a capybara.
Capybara, yeah, those things will get you.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what strikes me as the kind of animal a maroon team would have? A bush turkey.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
I don't know. Just kind of suits their style, I think.
Did you know a capybara is just a giant rat without a tail?
I thought it was a large guinea pig without a tail. Are we talking about the South American kind of large rodent, capybara?
Are they South American?
I think so.
Yeah, they would be, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you eat them. You can eat them.
Can you?
I think so. I think
it's
they
like eating rat.
But big rat.
Rat steak.
Do you have any other thoughts on the game, Stu?
No, other than the fact that I keep forgetting that it's on.
Yeah.
Because I think I was saying to you yesterday, my mind cannot get used to the fact that it's 3 consecutive weeks in a row. I without exaggeration, do keep forgetting that it's on.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I get you. It feels weird.
Yes.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
Have you, by any chance, seen any of the television ratings?
For it?
Yeah. No, just any television.
Well,
yes.
I know. Going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's down year on year. But
is it down this year? I didn't know. That's what I'm asking.
That's
I
why
haven't seen
they're probably not going to be. They were flirting with keeping it at the end of the year, but they probably won't because the ratings haven't been as good.
Yeah,
but
fair.
I don't know whether that's time of year or just people ever steadily getting over TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
But having said that, people aren't going to suddenly go, well, I'm not watching State of Origin this year.
No, what's happened, I suppose, is a lot of people have forgotten it's on.
Yeah, and I don't know why the person I picked as an example was so camp about it either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Well, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to it if I remember to watch it. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't have huge hopes for New South Wales.
Yeah.
I had heard that Palaszczuk's changing the rules to have as many people as she wants there. Double the normal capacity, I heard.
Yeah. But then, what, excluding New South Welsh's?
Well, we're still excluded, aren't we? We can't go to Queensland at the moment.
Oh,
So, yeah, that'll be exactly that.
All right. Hey, well done you for not pointing to things on the side of the road that only we can see and talking about them.
Pointing yet.
Yeah, all right.
You wait.
Can we talk about something other than NRL?
Yeah.
What about your mate Bo Chan?
My mate who?
The big beefy Augusta, the big beefy golf guy.
Oh yeah, he did shit. He fucking dropped out really early.
Crashed and burned, didn't he?
Bo Chan.
Well, what? Isn't that his name?
Bo Chan? No. Bryson DeChambeau.
DeChambeau. Okay.
Yeah.
What is Bo Chan? Is that something I've pulled from somewhere else?
Beauchamp? Is it an NRL player? Beauchamp?
Oh,
Beauchamp?
yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. DeChambeau sounds like his last name is a French light liqueur.
Light? Yeah, okay.
DeChambeau?
Something with...
Bryson is a weird first name too. Very American, Bryson. No, he did badly. That's good, because that takes me to what I was going to bring up.
That's
Dustin,
good.
Well, it's a good segue. Dustin Johnson won the Masters this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that he's married to Wayne Gretzky's daughter.
You
Did
like
know
that?
Yeah, I do, because I like Wayne Gretzky.
Okay. But what if he beats her?
Yeah, well, I don't think he does. That's...
Well, what would you know?
Yeah, that's fair, but no, yeah, all right. Now you've got me thinking. I don't know. Apparently an Aussie man came second.
I don't want to assume that...
And you know what his name is? Cam Smith.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy, isn't it?
A pretty weird week where Cam Smith released his book. That's the NRL Cam Smith released his book. And then obviously Cam Smith doing well in Augusta. You're trying to get on Twitter. Don't know which Cam Smith they're going to be talking about when you click the trending Cam Smith.
Well, I'll tell you. So Cam Smith, NRL player. Cam stands for Cameron. Cam Smith, golfer. Cam stands for Camington.
Why couldn't they just use their... Why couldn't one choose to be Cam and one choose to be Cameron? Like, that would have just helped.
Or Ron. Is Ron a shortening of the name Cameron?
Fucking should be, shouldn't it?
Ron Smith.
Hey, Iran.
Yeah, Iran is good. Iran. Yeah. No, you make a good point. Well, why couldn't one of them be Smitty? That's always a good Smith nickname.
I
Smitty.
don't know if that helps.
No?
There are enough Smitties out there.
Well, good for the Australian man. That's really nice.
Yeah, and can I just say, I don't want to assume that everyone beats their partner
Yeah, that was
just
really...
as a default.
I know, that was pretty hard.
But you assuming that they don't is also... There's got to be a middle ground we can reach where we assume that... Let's assume that there's a higher percentage of sports people beating their partners than not.
I think that's probably an unfair assumption also. I don't know why you would assume that.
I don't know. I'm in a weird mood.
Yeah, apparently. I'm intrigued by, is there any other real sport in the world where the winning thing that you get that's the most important is a piece of clothing?
Ooh.
Can you think of anything?
I
mean, you get your championship rings, but that's jewellery, not clothing.
Yeah. Do they still give do-rags out for basketball?
Yeah, the winning direct. That feels like it might be racist, Stu. You're in a mood today.
I apologise to everyone. What?
Is that where we want to get some food?
Yeah, we've got to park somewhere. We're going to get a chicken burger.
We're going to take a break to get some food.
We've worked hard. We're going to take a break.
But look, over the break, I'm going to think about if there's any... Oh, we might be getting a chicken burger somewhere else.
No. I know what I'm doing.
Over the break, I'm going to think about if there are any other sporting events where you win a piece of clothing. Fun runs usually give out like a shirt.
Sweatband of some kind.
Sweatband. All right, we'll see you soon.
What a great half of pod that was.
And now the latest song from Angry Chimp Studios. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt all day long. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt all day long. I punch your butt all day long. I punch your butt all day long. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your butt. I punch your...
Yes, this is what we're using. We're back from lunch. We had lunch. Stu, did you enjoy your lunch? You just told me you did. Tell me again.
They put exactly the right amount of chili on my burger, so I only need a tiny bit of chili. I just need a hint that it's there.
Let me tell you about something funny that happened. Stuart said, I'll have a little bit of chili. And the man said, don't worry, you don't have to have any.
Yeah. Like I thought I was obliged.
Like they were like, well, this man obviously has to feel like he's being a man by getting a bit of chili.
No, I don't. I just like the zest of it. Like if you get chili and just scrape a micro kind of layer off the top and drop it in. I just need to know it's there. Anyhow, 2 other funny things just happened.
Really?
Yeah. We saw a man rousing on his dog and it had a little pink bandana on.
Was he rousing? What was he rousing? What was he doing? I didn't see that bit.
I think he was the dog was just trying to go somewhere and kind of wrapped itself around his legs, the lead.
Yeah.
And the man just gave the dog an absolute gobful.
Like a verbal rousing.
Yeah.
Like a Cherry Evans style.
Yeah. And the dog looked hella confused.
Well, yeah, it's a dog.
But also, yeah, I don't know. It just looked like a very benign dog in a little pink bandana. I don't understand. Like, it probably didn't understand what it done to cop this vocal barrage. Anyway.
What was the other funny thing?
Well,
the cut cartel?
No. No. The, a woman who looked about 80 let me in to traffic, right? And it just occurred to me, I have to say, I don't think in all my years of driving I've ever had anyone above 70 years of age let me in, ever.
Wow.
Have you?
I don't recall. I don't.
It's usually they're old boomy cunts that go, I own the road, nobody else needs to get in front of me. But this was different. Is that a Nazi symbol on the back of that truck?
I know the symbol you're talking about.
It's the Iron Cross.
Isn't it Independent Trucks from the skateboarding brand? Did you see Pete Evans posted something Nazi related?
I saw it.
What's that about? Was it suggesting that MAGA people grow into Nazis?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. What you're asking me to do is map out what's happening in Pete Evans' mind. I don't know that I can do that. All I know is that the black sun symbol was in a meme that he posted, purposely. Where did
your Reich use the black sun symbol? It's a pretty detailed symbol.
Yeah.
Where was that insignia?
Well, it's an SS kind of thing, right? Because Himmler came up with it, right?
Oh, yeah. So had Himmler been like in the Buddhist realm or something like that? Because they're repurposed Buddhist stuff, aren't they? You're a World War II guy. You know what's going on.
Well, I think it's just taking something mystical and adding or trying to repurpose it for your own mythology.
Oh, yeah.
So that they had the theory that
like Bluey the dog.
I'll finish a sentence at some point.
But that's what we did. We took the mystical Bluey the cattle dog that helped us win Origin in the past, and we repurposed it to win Origin in the now. Sorry, finish your sentence.
Yeah. Well, that they said that the Reich would last 1,000 years, and there was all this mythology around it, and they were doing looking for archaeological digs for... Yeah,
I love delving into that stuff. They were real Indiana Jones vibes.
Well, yeah.
They were looking for the Grail, weren't they? Holy Grail? Nazis?
Look...
Or was that just Indiana Jones?
I've read it out, independent of Indiana Jones. I've read it, but that doesn't mean it's not apocryphal, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, fair. Nice use of apocryphal.
Yeah.
Not often you'll get that on this podcast.
Did you have any more sport questions to talk about?
Well, yeah, not questions. I got some news and I got some questions. Yeah, we can do sports stuff.
You were asking me about BBL, weren't you?
Okay. I heard that there are some new rules for the Big Bash League. That's the sound of Stuart opening a can of Pepsi. Maybe we should not say Pepsi.
Max. Oh, what? In case our Coke sponsorship falls through?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking we'd be more, what was that, LA Cola, that real cheapo brand? Or, what's that other one? I don't know. Yeah, so...
What do you think of that ad where LeBron doesn't want to tell you to drink Sprite?
Yeah, it's a weird ad, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he opens it. They do make good use of the sound of a Sprite can thing opening.
Yeah. I should point out that given the choice, I would drink Coke no sugar.
Over Pepsi Max.
Yeah, over Pepsi Max. But
Yeah.
the choice wasn't given to me.
I would drink regular Coke over regular Pepsi. Also, it brings up another thing. North Americans, when I say lemonade, they think of like a freshly squeezed lemonade, right?
Yeah.
Does this mean that the beverage that is 7-Up and Sprite, what's that called?
Well, you'd have to tell me. You know these people.
Yeah, I don't know all of them, and I don't know what it's called. Please write in if you know what they would call that clear lemon-flavoured beverage in America. Either way, back to sports. So I saw these headlines but didn't delve further that they were adding some new rules in the Big Bash, and you had some comments on this?
I just hate it, and I don't understand why they got to dick around with rules all the time. Look, Big Bash is there primarily for revenue raising and to get families involved, right?
Sure.
So how do you get families involved if, like, you're flat out explaining the fucking rules to your kids? Because they keep changing them every season, making them more and more complicated. Oh, we've got a power over here, but a max over here, and a max over means that if you hit a 2, then you get an extra,
I get you.
delivery at the back end. Like, fuck, just play fucking cricket, for fuck's sake.
Now, I am going to play devil's avocado here. I personally think the more convoluted, the better. Get it as whacked out as you can. Each over should have a different special theme. This is Marvel Presents Over 8, the Superman over, in which if you hit the ball and it's, at a 40-degree angle, that's quadruple your points for that hit.
Oh, fuck. So they've got a dude with a,
Protractor.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
And...
yeah, I think each over should be specific. You should need a rule book for each over.
Yeah.
There should be varying amounts of people on the field.
Okay. I like the fact that you've got Marvel advertising a competitor comic too. That's pretty good.
Did I say Superman? That's all right, whatever.
No, that's okay. That's good. Like,
I'd like one of the overs, every player has to be replaced with a child of theirs. So, on over 12, everyone comes off the field, and everyone's children in the same clothes, same size clothes, have to come out and play the over.
I'm driving a car. He did that on purpose. He waited till I was taking a sip of my Pepsi Max before he said that. Now I'm just choking on fucking carbonate.
Look, I joke, but I get my joke is kind of going with you. They are getting convoluted. Why are they doing this? But also, if you're going to do it, convolute the whole thing. Do you remember when America tried to start their own new version of soccer, in which so everyone wore wetsuits. The field was color coded and also covered in a sheen of water, and you could slide more. And goals were worth different points depending on what coloured area you scored them from. Do you remember?
Sure this isn't an episode of Black Mirror? What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I remember this. It never came about. But I do also remember, this is a weird thing about Americans. Do you remember the MLS? Or it would have been the NLS, I think. No, I don't know what the American one was beforehand. But when their penalties were different to every penalty in soccer around the world, every penalty in soccer around the world pretty uniform. You kick it from 16 yards out of the, 14 yards outside. Theirs was you got the ball at halfway, and it was just one-on-one with the keeper.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Yeah, hockey style. Yeah. Either way, it's a tangent podcast, so you know what you're in for, people.
But how often... Okay, surely that just 100% favours the attacking side. So a goalie's going to have to be pretty lucky to charge at you and get in front of you, at 30 metres out?
I would say it's actually, it far more favours the keeper than it favours the attacking player.
How?
Because the further a goalkeeper can come out, the more you can cut down the angle. There is a rule with a regular penalty where the keeper cannot move off his line.
Fine,
until the ball
but
is
you've
kicked.
got half a field one-on-one to play with.
Yeah. So, keeper comes out and take you out, you're done. It's like hockey, ice hockey. Okay, back to do you know what any of these new Big Bash rules are?
Don't give a shit.
Okay.
All I know is that I don't have brain space to dedicate to figuring out what they are and remembering them.
The Marvel over. Yeah, okay. Yeah, even I get confused now with the power over and stuff like that.
Just fuck off and play cricket. Isn't it exciting enough that someone that gets tonked in the crowd every third ball already? Like, come on.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's a weird thing.
I mean, I'm using the Jimmy argument. I mean, come on.
Now, I've got some other sports stories here. I didn't have a chance to write down too many before I left the computer, but I've got a couple of pretty weird ones here.
No, don't be modest. We are very dedicated to providing the highest level content in this podcast. When we're driving home in a car with some shit you've scribbled on a piece of paper, don't play it down, Monty.
Well, the first one I've written here, strong Ukrainian fellow. A man from the Ukraine has broken the deadlift record, maybe? Deadlift? 537.5 kilos.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he's lifted that up, he has. What are your thoughts on strongman?
I don't understand how you can, build up psych yourself up to lift that up. I'm not even talking physically. Without the fear of having a prolapse rectum completely crippling you.
Oh, the ones where they cry blood out of their eyeballs too. That one scares me.
Yeah. Fine, so, impressive achievement, but
so the rectum is your main worry?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, fair. I did just have a chili burger for lunch.
Yeah, but you're squatting to pick up this huge weight. I just feel that there's nothing good's going to happen down there. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're absolutely right. Do you think, here's another interesting one, do you think our measurement ways, i.e. this man picking up this thing like that,
yes,
do you think that guy, that particular Ukrainian fellow who did that on camera, is the strongest man in the world?
Well, I mean, you can only judge it based on who's putting their hand up.
Well, no, I'm asking if we could judge it another way, where everyone in the world had to attempt to pick it up. Is that guy the strongest?
Yeah, but what about, you never can do it definitively. What about the North Sentinel Island where there's
That's
that
exactly
tribe,
what I mean.
That tribe that,
do you remember when they killed that guy?
Tries to kill anyone who goes near their island.
They did. They killed that guy who came and tried to bring God to them.
Yeah, well, reap what you sow, but...
Well, I don't think I don't think that stands in the way of seeing how strong they are. You... Cover of darkness, leave a half-ton weight bar there.
Right.
And watch them with a camera for a while. Surely a couple of them will have a go at picking it up. Surely. Yeah, I don't know. Strongman weirds me out, but I quite enjoy watching it.
Do you need to leave a bucket of that weird chalky powder that they can clap in their hands?
That seems very important in the strongman world.
It does.
Also, it appears as if they really enjoy lifting those circular stones. That's really a big part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's Scottish, that.
I don't have any more to add.
Okay. The next story I wrote down was... you know Ryan Reynolds?
I do.
The actor.
He's buying that Welsh footy club.
There we go. Good. So you
Wrexham.
know the story. Look at you, man. How'd you get it? You've been reading my paper?
No. I just get Ryan Reynolds Google alerts because he's so dreamy.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds and another man called Rob McElhaney.
I get his Google alerts, but not...
Do you know who is Rob McElhaney?
Yeah.
No, that's it? Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, they're buying Wrexham. I think it's Wrexham Athletic. I feel like I know the club. They're a Welsh club. I assume.
Division?
5.
Ooh.
Well, that's fucking 4 good seasons away from being in the Premier League.
Of Welsh, though.
No, of the BPL, the British Premier League. So, they're part of that.
Okay.
They're going to put in... I liked this. They're going to upgrade the stadium. They're going to put in $3.5 million, which I don't think is very much.
I thought you were going to say 3.5 million seats. That would be pretty good.
I don't think they could. I don't think there'd be 3.5 million people in
No, but
valleys.
with social distancing, you've got to keep 5 seats apart.
Wouldn't it be cheaper to just not put the seats between them, just have bigger gaps between the seats?
I suppose
so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is about. I don't know why they're doing this. Why do they like Wrexham? Did you read anything about this?
Of course I didn't. Why would I read articles when I host a sport podcast?
There's something to do with the movie Deadpool.
Is it?
Well, I don't know, but there's a lot of teams with the kind of ending of pool in...
They're not making any more of those, are they?
In Welsh.
Is there a third one coming?
I don't know. It's saying a movie podcast. Who knows, man? Yeah, like Hartlepool. I think that might be a Welsh team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Blackpool, Liverpool.
Well,
what?
yeah, they're English, but yeah, that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. They missed a trick, haven't they?
yeah.
Fucking idiots.
I wonder what Ryan Giggs thinks about this.
Yeah. That's a fair comment.
Yeah, Giggsy. Probably too busy sleeping with his brother's wife.
Oh!
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Had to get that in there. I assume Ryan Giggs listens to this podcast.
While fucking?
Oh, I hope not. No, he's busy coaching the Welsh national team now, I believe.
Okay.
The Welsh are a weird bunch, aren't they?
Soccer teams or just generally?
Let me tell you a story about the first time I kind of met a Welsh person in the wild.
Jesus. Can I brace myself and settle in here?
Yeah, sure. I can't do a good Welsh accent, so I'm just going to avoid doing the accent. But I was in the south of Spain with a friend of mine, and we met a Welshman at an Irish bar, and we were playing a game of pool, and I beat the Welshman 7 balls up. And I said, in my country, usually if that happens, the loser is required to drop their pants and walk around the table.
Yeah.
He said, oh, really? Oh, really? I said, yes. He said, do you guys have a tradition? What happens if you get beat 7 balls up in Wales? He said, yeah, we have a fight.
We have a fight?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, let's just do neither. That's... Yeah.
How's that fair?
Yeah, I don't
the person who wins needs to be able to just have a free crack at the scone of the person who lost.
Well,
surely.
my thought would be surely the man who lost... My reasoning was that the man who lost has lost face so bad that the only way he can gain it back is to fight the man.
Right.
Which
but
feels
then
quite
what if
Welsh.
you lose 7 up and, get put on your ass?
Then I suppose that's it for you. You move to a different Valleys town.
Move to a different bog.
It's more Scottish.
No.
They have bogs in Wales.
I don't think it was Scottish at all.
I heard another... I'm trying to remember headlines now.
This is a class.
Oh, here we go. I watched some NFL yesterday. There was an amazing play in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals won the game on the last play with a amazing scramble Hail Mary, where the one man, the quarterback, Kyler Murray, did a run around and then lofted the ball up to another man, DeAndre Hopkins.
Give me his name again.
Kyler Murray.
I thought you said calamari then.
Kyler Murray.
Right.
And DeAndre Hopkins, jumped up between about 5 other men from the other team and held on to the ball to win the game. It was very good.
Right.
That was part of the news. I saw that Floyd Mayweather's fighting in Japan next year, coming out of retirement, maybe?
Yeah? Who's he got?
I don't know. No one knows, I think. No one knows.
Is this Mike Tyson, bloody Roy Jones Jr. thing still happening?
I thought it might have been happening in November, actually. It is November. Let's look into that. I'd like to...
nice pause there.
I'd like to watch that fight.
Yeah.
I like both of those guys, Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson.
You like Mike Tyson, do
I
you?
do. I'm fascinated by him.
There's a difference between being fascinated by someone and liking them, though.
I think I like him.
Okay.
He seems repentant.
Do you think so?
What the fuck did I just say? I said he seems repentant. That's my view. I think
Fine,
he seems repentant.
Fine. I was prodding you for some kind of evidence in that regard.
Yeah. I knew what you were doing. I don't know. I've heard him be repentant.
All right.
I can't see inside his bleak heart. It's the heart of a killer.
I'm sorry about raping that lady.
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Well, what did he say?
I'm a different person, but in his voice.
Okay. It might just mean he doesn't eat, cottage cheese anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Known for his cottage cheese love. Other story. Oh, yeah, here's a good story. 15 years ago, yesterday was the most important sporting night of my life. The best live event sports-wise I'll ever go to. It'll never be surpassed. It was John Aloisi kicking us to World Cup 2006.
15 years ago.
Yeah, it happened in 2005, the end of 2005.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You were there.
I was there, yeah. It was a very, very good year for me. My beloved Socceroos made the World Cup. The Sydney Swans won the grand final, as did the Balmain Tigers.
Yeah.
Well, West's Tigers then.
Yeah, that was a good year for you.
I know, I peaked.
I don't think you'll ever get
No.
anything like that again.
No way. No way. The only way to top it would be Tigers win, Swans win, and we win the World Cup, which I don't think that's happening.
And Wrexham finally gets into Premier League.
Yeah, Wrexham makes it to the top flight. Southampton win. Yeah. Yeah, you got anything else, man?
I don't know. Tangents? Got any tangents?
I think we've been on a few of them.
Is this the first time we've had
Oh,
anything to say?
did you think of anything, any other sports that reward you with an outfit?
No, I would have told you if I had. Don't you get a pair of nice socks if you win quotes?
I believe that there is a thing, I think I've heard about this, that some sub-Saharan poor African countries, there's kids just walking around all over the joint with championship T-shirts of teams that didn't win the championship
Right.
because they created the shirts in preparation of selling them, but then didn't, so donate them to charities that
That's
send them to
amazing.
Africa. Yeah. So I think there's all these kind of who was it? It was Melbourne versus Penrith this year. There's probably some,
Penrith.
2020
Yeah.
Penrith Championship shirts in bloody Uganda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these poor Ugandan children are led to believe that Penrith won this year.
So, tell me if this is an unpleasant thought. I'm imagining just a truck driving through a kind of barren field, and on the back of the truck they're just pushing boxes off with children racing after it, ripping them open and pulling out kind of, shirts with James Tarmer's big noggin on it. And
That is an
Premier
unpleasant thought.
2020.
I prefer to see it like this. We're in a kind of dusty African small town. A motorbike with a large kind of sidecar full of boxes comes through, and it's Josh Mansell.
The provider.
And he's lying to everyone, telling me won, and he's here to celebrate. It feels like something Mansour would do, doesn't it?
I got to tell you, I'm so disappointed in the West Tigers.
Always, yeah. That's welcome to life, bro. Life.
You fucked up getting that O'Car.
Yep.
Because you wouldn't let go some second grade winger.
Yep.
To replace him. James Roberts.
Yep.
I reckon Madge would be the right kind of person to maybe keep him on track, but apparently you're not going to buy him.
No.
Imagine having the Leilua and Roberts. You'd have the scariest fucking centres in the world.
Are we going to buy anyone?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and then what's the latest one?
We got rid of, what's his name? That young fellow that looks like he has promise. McIntyre, yeah.
Yeah, what's the latest one I was just thinking?
I don't know.
Someone else you're not buying.
Yeah, it sounds
even
like
though you're
us.
going to. Oh, no. You might be buying Mansour.
Oh.
And that would be the worst decision in the world. He's
only a champion in Africa.
He's not the player he was.
No.
No one seems to have noticed how much he's fallen away.
Yeah, he ain't no good no more.
But it seems to me like I could almost set my watch to finding a story that says Mansour may be going to Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers have missed out another great opportunity.
Sorry, Pepsi Max.
That's all right. Well, maybe Coke. Will depend who we get sponsorship from. On that fine note, I think we'll call it a day. Stuart, anything else? Any final parting thoughts?
Stop.
What's your prediction for tomorrow night?
Stop saying we're going and then ask me if I have any more to talk about.
What's your prediction for tomorrow night?
Fuck. I'm going to say Queensland win, only just.
Yeah, okay.
I just don't know that you build up a huge rapport with your teammates to kind of go in the trenches with over the course of a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But something about being at Suncorp, something about Payne Haas trying to slap Tino's head off and all the rest of it says that, and presumably Munster's kind of lucid and going to play.
Yeah.
So you never know.
You never know. I'll say 24-20 to the Blues.
I'm going to say 12-10 to the Maroons.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Hello, my name is Piers Grove, and I'm a founder, publisher, and managing director. In March 2022, I'd just been named Managing Director of Australian Geographic and set up Scout Publishing. Then everything changed. 404 Brain Not Found, the podcast for stroke survivors and their friends and colleagues. We explore the absurd experience and frustrating journey of stroke recovery. 404 Brain Not Found, a general experiments podcast on all podcast streamers.
My name's Stu.
I'm Rachel.
And we are fans
Obsessives might be the word.
of the 90s. The 90s. The 90s. The 90s.
You can follow the podcast on your favourite podcast app. Rachel, what's the name of the show?
Swinging on the flippity flop.
Why the 90s?
We lived it.
We lived it, we were it.
Was it the best decade ever or the lamest? Let's find out.
Flippity flop.